It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, you know, we love our animals, and pet ownership is one part unconditional love and another part unconditional responsibility. Now, this morning we are taking a closer look at our pets' health with a specific focus on worms. Because of their relative ease of transmission and high rate of occurrence, many pet owners are unaware that their dogs and cats will both likely contract a parasitic infection at least once during their lifetime. And here to tell us how to spot, treat and prevent worms is Dr. Michelle Enslin, the resident vet at Boehringer Ingelheim. Dr. Michelle, I'm very excited for today's topic because it is a very important one. Let's start off with what are some of the most common types of worms that cats and dogs can get?
So in South Africa, we have three most important worms that we see in both species, mainly your roundworms, your hookworms, and your tapeworms. Although tapeworm we do tend to see more commonly in cats than in dogs. And up here in the Highveld, there's a really important worm that is only seen in dogs called the esophageal worm that is quite dangerous and can even be fatal to your dog.
Where and how would they be able to get worms? I mean, how will we know that they even have worms?
So there's two main areas where dogs and cats can contract worms. One is the external environment where there's a high amount of special foot traffic. So where there's a lot of dogs moving in a particular area, defecating in those spaces, shelters, dog parks, kennels, and very similar in cats as well, multi-cat households, as well as your catteries. Those are where you start to see the rate or the incidence of infestation to be higher.
So I have one little kitty cat and she's an indoor cat. Does she stand the risk of getting worms? I mean, can worms spread between, from pets to even people?
Absolutely. Mainly your roundworms and tapeworms are what we call zoonotic, which means they are transmissible from animal to human being. So you've got to be careful if you have children or a member of your family that is immune compromised or even the elderly. Those individuals are at risk of contracting worms from your pets, and they can transmit worms to other animal individuals in the household as well, dogs and cats.
What do we do if we suspect that our cats or our dogs have worms?
First step, straight to the vet. The most important thing here is to allow the vet to perform a clinical examination. And the reason for this is that if your animal is showing symptoms of worm infection, your vet will not only have to treat the infestation, but will also have to try and manage some of those symptoms that will be causing your pet discomfort. And they may be placed on a longer deworming regimen that may span over a couple of days. So you need to go to the vet first, definitely.
Now, we want to avoid getting to that point. What is a preventative measure that we can take?
Yes, well, we always say that prevention is far better than cure. So the advice is to use a veterinary recommended dewormer, a good quality dewormer from that you can use either on a monthly or 3-monthly basis. And we're very fortunate because we have two fantastic products in the way of NexGard Spectra for dogs, as well as Broadline Spot On for cats, that provide that all-in-one protection for those most common worms that I mentioned earlier.
Well, Dr. Michelle, this has been very insightful. Thank you so much for giving us all of your knowledge and advice when it comes to looking after our furry children. Because when loving your pet is easy, but giving them the right parasite treatment once a month is even easier. With NexGard Spectra for dogs and Broadline Spot On treatment for cats, you can protect your pets inside and out against the full spectrum of parasites. Now, you can also shop both products online at petheaven.co.za.